Coming in.
Thank you very much.
So if we look at this, if we think about the drought conditions that have been ongoing, for example, as I just read now, since 2010 in the Northwest Province, we have to ask, is enough attention being paid to water infrastructure in the country, or are we going the route that our electricity grid did with our water infrastructure?
Currently, we're facing major challenges in terms of water infrastructure. We have unskilled personnel on the one side, and then also we have infrastructure that has not been maintained with the growing population, and then also your growing urban centres. Unfortunately, some of these centres have also not been upgraded. So we're sitting with a multifaceted problem at this point in terms of infrastructure. That's only one problem that the country is facing.
What are some other problems?
The other problem is your water quality. That's associated with your lack of infrastructure. So currently we have a water availability problem, but this will also be exacerbated by our water quality problem. Unfortunately, farmers and industries, as well as us humans, can't use dirty water, so that also contributes to the problem.
So what needs to be done?
I think better planning. We knew that the drought was coming. El Niño happens every 2 to 7 years.
Yeah.
It's an irregular phenomena, but we know as scientists as well as policymakers that it is going to happen. So better planning needs to be put in place. We need to be more strategic, as well as we need to ensure that there's awareness regarding this problem. Currently, I think there is a lack. Now with the drought being as intense that it is, people are only realizing the major problems now. So we need to try and shift our focus and be more aware, but then also change our behaviors in terms of water use.
So in terms of changing behavior then, is there enough education for people, or information out there for people to know how to save water or look after water resources?
Currently there is. On the internet there's a lot of information.
Okay, but that's not necessarily accessible.
No, not to everyone. We need to make a point of it to start awareness programs at schools as well as within the rural communities, because presently the rural communities are hit the hardest.
What about looking at longer term weather forecasts? Like you said, El Niño happens every 2 to 7 years, so we know it's there, we know the effects of it, but surely more emphasis needs to then be placed on something like a longer term weather prediction.
Yes. We need to increase our monitoring. That's the first thing. So the more data we have, the more precise predictions we can try to make. But as you say, El Niño happens every 2 to 7 years. It is irregular, but we know that it's going to happen. So if we do plan according to that, I don't think we would have felt the effects as hard as we are now.
Especially for a country like South Africa, which is dry and has seasonal rainfall.
Yes. South Africa is a semi-arid to arid country. We're ranked at the top 30 water scarce countries in the world. So we do have a water problem. That's just how it is. We
do have a water problem, but obviously not much is being done about it.
We need to address and try and improve the situation as it is now.
So critically speaking, how bad is the situation on a scale of 0 to 10, and why would you say it's this bad?
I would say presently it's a 7. It depends on obviously your provinces. KwaZulu-Natal is having major problems. Your farmers in the Free State, they're struggling. Also Northwest, the past 2 years, they've had an intense drought. The Groot Mariku Dam, I mean, the levels there have decreased significantly. Then also you have Limpopo. I think the main thing is there, obviously the score is 7 to 8. In Gauteng, it might not be as worse as it is, because we have the water coming through from the Lesotho Highland project as well as the Tugela. But I think it is a 7. Well, if you take in the water quality problems as well, it is a concerning situation.
Dr. Anja du Plessis, thank you very much for coming in. That's Dr. Anja du Plessis talking to us about the water infrastructure and water quality problems in the country. Well, we're going to